crossroads after now the service. We were like interacting. It was like now a more intimate session and having just honest conversations, and they were talking about resilience. What do you like think about when you hear the word resilience? That was like what we were talking about. In regards to that, they were like telling us, you have time. If there's anything you have in this life, it's time. Choose to waste it, spend it, or invest it. Yeah? So wasting it, when I say wasting it means being complaining at economic times are hard. The standards of living are so high. Economy ni iko mbaya, economy iko juu. Like sasa do sasa president uzakayo anatakaje. That is you wasting it. Spending it is watu wavasha twende vasha watu wakaveveka zoze. Twende vacation, twende vasha, watu vasha. Kwanza this weekend it's vasha, watu vasha wanajijua. No judging, by the way, no judging. And then you either that's spending it, yeah. And then the last option, you either invest it. Investing it. What do I mean by investing it? Investing it is cultivating your time, digging deep and looking at what you like doing and cultivating your time into doing it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't want to turn to like a preacher or something, but yeah, I hope like you guys have learned. I just wanted to share that with you. Like it really spoke to me, and like I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, so that's what's up. On to the bigger things. Drum rolls. I feel like we need drum rolls, man. Drum rolls. Drum rolls. Hey, I have news. So ladies and gentlemen of the unspoken community, this is our last episode of season 1 of Unspoken, the podcast. Yay! I'm just here to say, guys, thank you for all those people who supported me across the season, all those who bought my merchandise. Thank you for all those who came to support my events. In any support that you gave Unspoken in one way or another, God our bless. People never talk about how much vulnerability comes from creating content, because I have been most vulnerable in this podcast that I have ever been anywhere or with anyone. Not even my dad, not even like people like I've dated. No, not even my best friend. No, like I've been so vulnerable in shooting this podcast, putting it out there, because I have strived to like be honest with myself, with my deepest self. That's what I've really strived for, like being just honest with everything I put out there, like not just vibes and inshallah and lying and what. Things that I never thought that I could do, I have done because of Unspoken. I'm not gonna lie, and I hope this doesn't sound like intriguing for anyone. I'm just trying to say that I have grown as a person. Been in rooms I've never thought I'm gonna be because of this Unspoken. I have done like things I never thought I could do because of this Unspoken. Serving its purpose, and it's gonna continue serving its purpose. I hope I'm not sounding deep. Yeah, but just like kweli, that's the truth, because I have done things I never thought I could do because of this podcast. Speaking of things I thought I could not do, speaking of that, let's do a recap of season 1. Let's do a recap. If you're new here and you haven't listened to my episodes, I even envy you. Like I am jealous of you. I even envy, because you have a whole freaking 35 episodes to binge. Sasa leo don't binge watch Netflix. Achana na Netflix leo binge watch Unspoken. Like binge watch, you can binge watch, binge listen. What you wanna do, just do what you wanna do. You have a whole freaking 35 episodes. I'll advise you to just start from episode 1. Recap of season 1. How was season 1? Best moments for season 1, highlights, sad moments, low moments for season 1. Yeah, let's do this. I like it. When I launched the Unspoken official logo, that's when Ilini hit like, sis, babe, you're actually doing this. There's no turning back. When I actually like launched that logo and posted it, I was like, this is now your brand. So you have 2 choices: either push the brand or ukaitwa hapo and just sit around and wait. So that was a big moment for me, because it like put me out there. Another big moment for season 1 was launching Maseno's first podcast. launching and branding myself as Maseno's first podcast. That was like wow. Like it put Unspoken out there. Honestly speaking, it put Unspoken out there. So yeah, that was a big highlight for me. Another big best moments for me at here on season 1 was launching merchandise. Yeah, I launched my first merchandise, the t-shirts, and they were out, and I was like, wow. So yeah, that was big for me. I didn't actually think last year when I was relaunching Unspoken in May, it's been a year down the line, babe, a brand, like, and people are actually interested in purchasing the merchandise. Thank you to all those who supported and bought the t-shirts, manzi. Another best moment for me was hosting my first event, guys. Hosting my first event, wow, on Mother's Day at Victory Children's Home. So I had my event at Victory Children's Home, and that event is like so close to my heart. It is so dear to me, and manze, big shout out to the whole Victory fraternity for supporting me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. The teachers, the directors, the head teacher, big shout out, and all the kids who are there, big shout out to them. Eddie from the Podtail podcast came all the way from Eldoret. Shout out to you, Eddie from the Podtail podcast, manze. Shout out to you for coming to support me with your friend Joanne. Hey manze, big shout out to you guys. Shout out to Bright Photography, Kalonji. Shout out to Tutskachi. Hey, you guys came to support me, man. Another like big moment was getting to be invited in events as Unspoken, the brand. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, like how Unspoken like has made me like get in rooms I never thought I could. So I actually got an opportunity to be invited to an event as Unspoken to represent my brand, because many a times we've been at events. If you've seen me maybe at events, I'm either there as the company I'm working for, I'm there at Kujibamba too, but actually I got the opportunity to be invited to an event as Unspoken, to talk to people, to talk about like digital creation, and wow, that was so nice. Talk about like content creation, podcasting, and wow, that like that really also like was validating. That was also validating to me, like people actually believe in your cause, babes. That's why I'm saying the main reason I'm even shooting this today is like I'm saying like Unspoken is now bigger than me. Unspoken is bigger than me, and Unspoken is no longer about me. Unspoken imeenda. Ukisikianga hiyo phrase he imeenda. Unspoken is now like Unspoken is bigger than me. Unspoken is no longer about Awino Awiti. Unspoken is no longer about sijui nini. Unspoken is actually for you guys. Unspoken is for the community. Like, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that was like a big moment for me, and I was so happy. So yeah, those are like among my highlights and my achievements for this season. Oh, and a big shout out this season, Wanze, I have had a lot of fun shooting this season. Honestly, if you're an avid listener, if you follow this podcast a lot, you're gonna realize that for the last 15 episodes I've like been having guests bumper to bumper, huku na huku, guests, my guests everywhere. So that was like big for me, and I'm just gonna shout out all my guests who graced Unspoken season 1. A big shout out to you from Pastor Mrasta, who was actually my first ever guest on my podcast. My first interview was by Pastor Mrasta, the spoken word artist. Big shout out to you, man. Big shout out to you wherever you are. Big shout out to you. There's Emily Nene, the YouTuber. Big shout out to you, Nene. There's TK Lion. TK Manze. Big shout out to you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for supporting Unspoken season 1. There's Harry was like, if there's someone who was a regular in this season, was Harry. If you don't know Harry, you better know him. So Harry was a big regular in this season. And a big shout out to you, Harry. There's Val, big shout out to you. There's hot boxing with the Khalifas. That was one. If there's something, that was one of my favorite episodes. It was so fun. Shout out to you, Walker. Shout out to you, Walker. Shout out to you, Khalifa, for turning up, manze. Shout out to you. A big shout out to you guys. There's who else? There's Sandra, who was here. Big shout out to you, Sandra. there's Nati, there's Nelly, my classmates. Oh, guys, I miss you. Big shout out to you guys for showing up for season 1. Big shout out to you guys. There's who am I forgetting?